The First Accountant, amazing, absolutely amazing. Jason, you can go ahead and tell them about how you're connected in that world and everything. But I was blown away by the messages sent, by just how cool everything came together, and you just felt how it ended that you had to do another one, right? It was just so badass.
I wanted to first of all, thank you very much. I really liked the first one, and it kind of like it did well, and then it like built up. It kind of came out right as streaming started growing, and then over time, like more and more people watching stuff, and so I was really excited to do another one. I love the new version. I think it's even better than the first movie, and
hell yeah,
I appreciate it, man. It's a lot of fun, and it's good to be here to talk about it.
Well, I know you've been told this before from the first one, and the second one is very, very similar. You do such a great job of portraying somebody on the spectrum. You can tell that you guys put so much time and effort into doing that properly, showcasing tools for how people that are on the spectrum deal with too much stimulus going on. What are different traits? How do they communicate? What is what is the social interaction like? The dating scene from this second movie, right off the gate. Oh my gosh.
So good.
But my wife works with kids on the spectrum. She was in instructional aid for a long time. We do a lot of stuff in the autism community. So I'd be remiss if I did not say how awesome you do and how much you guys have nailed it in both films. So well done.
Thank you very much, man. That's obviously the most important thing. It's like, look, this movie is fun. It's tense. It's serious. It's funny. But obviously it kind of starts with like when you're taking a role on like this and you're going to kind of talk about like people about whom in particular there's been some like misunderstandings or judgments or whatever. Like the goal is for authenticity and respect and empathy and understanding. And I did a lot of research for the first one, and I got really lucky in my life in the years between, because I got to develop some very close relationships with people very much like my character. And that's where I got like these people that enriched my life, and I just got to know. And then I was like, there's so much joy and humor and wry humor and wisdom and so much beauty in these folks. And it's like, It was a great, I really felt like that was the most important thing to bring that humanity up, because sometimes if you have a more like neutral affect, people might just assume, okay, well, they're very serious, or there's not as much going on, or they have the same feelings. And I have not found that at all to be true. It's just a slightly different way of seeing the world and approaching it. And I really wanted to bring that to this role, both because I thought, it hadn't really been done in that way. And because I just came to love, in effect, this character through the people that I knew. So it's like that by the time I got into this one, I was like, no, I really understand this guy. Now I kind of guessed and fooled around and researched before, and now I have it. And I wanted people to feel it, and so thank you very much. And it means the world to me. And it's a very interesting experience, because like you're talking about, like, dealing with social cues, like in some ways it's just a slightly more elevated version of what we all kind of experience, but hide more. Like, one of the beautiful things about people on the spectrum is like, they're honest with you.
Yeah,
they will shoot you straight. We all talk about how we want honesty. Truth is, people want it if it's what they want to hear. You know what I mean? If somebody tells you the truth, they don't really want the truth.
Yeah,
There's something wonderful about somebody who I'm just going to tell you the truth about it. So don't ask something that you don't want an honest answer to. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it was, and who that's like, we all kind of find like, look, the whole situation, trying to date somebody and figure out, like, meet people, flirt with them, the kind of like cues and indications that people get. Like, I think a lot of people have a little bit of difficulty trying to figure that out. Did I say the right thing? Did I come off stupid? This is just a more kind of in plain sight version of that. And what's beautiful about it is like the vulnerability. Guys like trying to have a connection with his brother. Really, that's the heart of it. He loves his brother, but it drives him fucking crazy, and so it's about, how do I figure that out,
Yeah.
And same with the relationships. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's awesome seeing that side of it with like the social interaction and things where a lot of times people on the spectrum kind of struggle with, but then you also see the strengths of the character and obviously the ability to like process numbers and like make connections that nobody else is going to be able to do. So it's just so well done.
Have you ever embodied a character as much as this? I mean,
not really.
It's been a lot of characters.
You've gathered so many. I mean, you've had so many unbelievable movies, but hearing you talk about this, it sounds like you really it was almost like a passion project this second time around.
It was a very different thing the second time around, because just because of my life and what and the love I had developed. And I was like, so I was like dying to get going. You know, I was like, I remember the director like sat down with me and he was like, so when talk, and I was like, no, this is what this scene's about. No, this is how he's feeling. No, he's not mad about that. You know, and I just started to know kind of much more deeply about the guy. And that's like, look, as an actor, you try to do as much research as you can, but it's like cheating almost when you have real experience with something. You just bring a whole other level of stuff to it. And that's what happened with this movie. And it was fun. And also, like, honestly, John Bernthal is so genius. The guy, I love this guy. He's a good man. He's a great actor. He's like a good father. He's a guy that he became a very close friend of mine. I love the guy, and getting to play the scenes with him. Maybe that's analogous to like, you know, another great player on the team. Like when you're with somebody at a super high level, it just changes everything. Where you're like, oh, he already knows where I'm going to be. He already can see what I'm doing, and he's there. And you know what I mean? It just makes you so much better. And that was a joy every day.
Well, and it feels like a lot of the movies you're in, there's this incorporation of brotherhood. Obviously that's a literal brother in this movie, but I mean, Good Will Hunting, The Town, there's like this idea of friendship and brotherhood. That's something that it encompasses so well in a lot of the films you do. But Bernthal's phenomenal in this one as well. Yeah.
He is, he's great. And yeah, that's a theme that's like really meaningful to me. And certainly like, look, you know, when I was young and like a lot of young guys, before you get older and have other kinds of responsibilities, you get married, that kind of thing. Like oftentimes your male friends are your whole world, like your guys, your crew. That's a big deal. And it really means a lot particularly to men, and to how we kind of grow into real men. And those guys that we're around shape and dictate that. I mean, I assume on a football team, it's even more kind of profound. And so for me, it was like, I've always been interested in these like very close male friendships and how they can be they can define us, how they can be hard when it becomes like a conflict, or when part of what's going on with another guy, like, you know, is a problem. But like for a lot of us, you know, particularly whether or not you had like a dad who was as present or around, like that, the period of time where that's the center of your life, and you're socializing yourself in that way. And so that was a big frame of reference for me. And I think there's like vulnerability in it, and there's strength, and it's a big way that oftentimes I think, you know, kind of men learn to grow into who they're going to be. And so it's a theme that I keep on coming back to. It's also very, you know, very powerful. It's like, especially when you have like a group of guys like that, and like when somebody is willing to tell you the truth or break the way that things have been going, and go like, no, this is fucked up. Like that can be, I think, especially for men in those kinds of relationships, like a hugely powerful moment. Those are kind of the things that we remember, and oftentimes that like define us in my experience.
You ain't lying, man.